friends, welcome and welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking specifically into a no contact and or separation situation. What are they currently thinking? And I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is Tarot Disassembled. And pile number two is the Stained Glass Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say there's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today, but I do hope that at least one of the piles' messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading, so just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. There is going to be an extended for this reading, so let's take a look at what you can expect in the extended. So we'll be looking at what are they currently feeling, what have they not been able to tell you, and what is their next move in this connection, right? So these are the questions that we will be looking deeper into in the extended. Details for the extended is going to be there in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi pile one, for those of you who chose Tarot Disassembled, this is going to be your reading, okay? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energy. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Pile one, specifically for no contact and or separation situation, what is your person currently thinking? Could be about you, could be about themselves, could be about this connection. Let's keep it a little bit open-ended. Let's see what wants to come through. The Star, Knight of Cups, the Hierophant, Two of Cups, Ten of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Yes, a lot of dark energy, heavy energy coming through in your person today. Let's take a look at your oracle cards. We have the Bloom, Creations Realized, Right Time, Harvest, Celebrate. Okay. You have Obsession, 7777, Miracles, Help Others When Possible. Okay. First off, I mean, with the Three of Swords over here, I think it's pretty clear, even with the imagery, that your person's in pain, right? They are in pain in this no contact. If you've been wondering whether they care about the two of you not being in contact, yes, they do. I think that in your connection, your person may not have been able to show up the way that they now feel they should have shown up. I feel like your person may not have taken responsibility for their side of keeping the connection going. Either that, or I think that there was always this constant power play between the two of you, where your person, either they wanted you to put in all the effort, so they just didn't put in any effort, and they wanted to feel cherished, they wanted to feel loved, but they never thought to reciprocate that. So it's only taking energy that's coming through. I think that things are clearing up on your person's end at this point. I think that they're starting to realize those moments when they should have reciprocated, or they should have given you back the same energy that you gave them. And I think on your end, you might be actually learning how to not overgive, and that might have been the lesson playing out for you with respect to this connection. On your person's end, it's more about taking charge of what they feel on the inside, because this person did have feelings for you, pile one. They did want this connection. They did feel loved by you, and there was a part of them that felt the same way that you did. But I think that they were just so, I guess, self-involved at that point in time, where they just wanted to receive your energy, but they didn't really want to give anything back. Or they thought that if they gave anything back, then you might stop giving them your energy. Like I said, there's some kind of weird power play that's coming through very strongly. So even in their perception of things, I'm hearing, if I show them love, then they will just run away. So if I don't show them, then they will stay. That's the thought process your person had at that point in time. No judgment there, because to have that thought process, there must have been a significant relationship in the past where, love was withheld every time your person showed love to them. On the other side, like, love was withheld on the other side every time your person opened their heart, or was emotional, or shared their feelings, was caring. So I'm pretty sure that experience would have been very, very painful for your person, so much so that there is a narrative in their mind that if they reciprocate, then the other person disappears. So they would rather not reciprocate, and they would just receive, because at the end of the day, they are receiving the energy that they need, and they're feeling happy about it. But your person at that point in time didn't understand what they were putting you through. I don't think that you would have run away if your person reciprocated. In fact, I think that that is what you wish for. That is what you wanted all along. But your person's perception at that point in time, very, very distorted, yes, but that was coming from the lens of the pain that they'd been through in the past. But I always say, just because you understand where someone is coming from, just because you empathize with how they are showing up, it does not mean that you allow them to hurt you, or you allow them to give you less than what you deserve, all right? So always choose yourself. That's something that I always say. That's something that I truly believe in as well. Now, on your person's end, what they're currently thinking is those moments in the past where they just took from you, but they never gave back. And now the question's kind of playing on their mind. If I were to show up, if I were to maybe take charge of this connection, show up in a way where I'm also reciprocating, there's an equal balance, would my person leave? How do I trust that they are not going to take my love and run away? Or how do I trust that they will not use that love against me? There is... I'm into K-dramas, right? So there is this one sentence that's coming to me at this point in time. It's in Alchemy of Souls, a fantastic K-drama, by the way. If you are interested in fantasy K-dramas, I would highly recommend it. And it talks a lot about energy, and I found it very, very relevant to, especially if you are like a spiritual worker or a healer, or you're into energy work and you understand energy. I would highly recommend that I guess they call it a series, K-drama series. Okay, anyway, there's this one sentence that the main lead, she says, this is in season 1, where she says, the love that you feel for me, it's poison, all right, because that can be used against you. And I feel that that's how she feels about love, that part of her journey is to understand that love is actually not poison. And both of them actually do accept their love for one another. But that's yes, okay, that's a journey of its own, and that has its own consequences in season 2. But the point of what I wanted to share, it's funny that Alchemy of Souls is coming. It's so random. I'm just laughing on my end because it's so random. Like, my mind, the way it makes connections, the way messages come to me, it's very, very random sometimes. All right, so that's what I feel. I mean, if I were to reciprocate this love, would they take it and run away? Would they use it against me? Would someone else use that love that I have for this person? Would they use it against me? Would I feel helpless? Would I feel suffocated? Would I feel restricted if I were to show this person my love? Would they, use that as a noose? That's also one where it might sound dramatic, but I really think that your person has been through very difficult situations in the past where what they felt was used against them. It doesn't have to be romantic, could be in a work relationship, platonic, familial. So it's that kind of deep-seated trauma that's coming up. So it might sound dramatic, but it's coming from a place of deep pain. That's how much they fear. Maybe your person has felt suffocated at one point or restricted or their own feelings used against them. So they don't ever want to put themselves in that situation. And maybe this was an overcorrection of sorts on your person's end, but there is a realization that's happening, which I think is a sign of growth on your person's end. There is this deep-seated thought within them that maybe they should not have shown up that way. Yes, I think that they are thinking a lot about it. It's kind of spinning in their mind and they are processing how they showed up and maybe some of the wounds that are showing up that maybe they don't feel aligned anymore. So it's kind of like the energy is what if I did, and what if they didn't hold it against me? Did I lose my chance on something that I thought was going to happen, but it never would have? So these are all thoughts that your person is playing around with at this point in time. I also think that the more they ask these questions, the more they're actually healing past wounds that led them to show up this way as well. There's definitely a lot of overthinking on their end, yes, but I think that it is necessary for your person to hyper-focus on this particular aspect because there's so much of wounding in there that your person needs to, at least to an extent, logically think their way out of it and then come to a point where like at least get a starting point to start healing that wound. But they're so far deep that they need to pull themselves out of it. And it looks like their thinking is actually that it might seem like it's overthinking, or it might seem like their thoughts are obsessive or it's working against them. But no, the reality is that that thought process, or sorry, the hyperfixation, it's actually helping them feel more stable within themselves and actually helping them realize what was true and what was not true, you know. And another message that's coming through is maybe your person might be learning how to trust all over again. But that by itself, there's just so much of fear. Even if I say, like, even when I'm saying it, there's so much of fear. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm struggling to speak in your reading. So there's definitely, like, the thoughts are still forming at this point. It's very, very new. And your person also may not completely consciously understand what is going on. But there are realizations going on at this point in time. They are realizing that maybe they should have given this a chance, or maybe they should have opened up a little bit or give you back the same love that you were giving them. I mean, you've never shown them otherwise, so why did they hold that? Why did they hold that thought? You know, and why did they behave in a way that misunderstood how you would show up? All right, so these are all thoughts that your person is having at this point in time. Very still at the beginning stages. There's still a little bit more of thinking about this and pondering and going deeper and deeper into this thought process. Right? Let's get one message or advice. We have the 10 of Cups. Yes, I think that there was a lot of potential between the two of you, and maybe that is what breaks your heart, Pal 1. I think that there was potential, and I think that your person also does see it as well, that maybe if they weren't so fearful, or maybe if their past wounds weren't acting so much, maybe your person had the potential to give you back exactly the kind of love that you were looking for, or show up exactly the way that you knew they could. So it's not like you were expecting anything more from them. You knew who they were, but I think because of their fears, they just weren't able to show up. But yes, there is potential. I do see that. Your person also sees it as well. And I think that's also what's playing on their mind, you know? Like, maybe I lost my chance at happiness. Maybe this could have actually become something really good, and if I hadn't behaved that way, maybe we could have still been together. That's also the thought process that's coming to my mind at this point in time. All right, so that's what they're currently thinking about. Let's take a look at what you can expect in the extended, Pal 1. In the extended, we'll look at what are they currently feeling, all right? What have they not been able to tell you? and what is their next move in the connection. All right, we'll take a deep look at this. We'll get some oracle cards as well, and we'll tap deeper into the energy. Now, pile 1, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. Pile 1, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 2. For those of you who chose the Stained Glass Tarot, this is going to be your reading, all right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energy. So close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alrighty, pile 2. Specifically for no contact and no separation situation, what is your person thinking? Could be about you, could be about themselves, could be about the connection, could be about themselves with respect to the connection. We'll just keep it a little bit open-ended and see what wants to come through. King of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 4 of Wands. Okay, a lot of commitment energy coming through. 3 of Cups, there it is. Queen of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles. Okay. I also have your oracle card, so we're going to get into that as well. Practice deep breathing. Okay, enlightenment, 7070, doubt, yes. Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer. Okay. For some of you, there could be some kind of third-party situation. All right. For others of you, I'm getting a choice point. All right. That seems to be where your person is at. Should they come forward or not? And I mean, looking at the cards and the energy, yes, they're definitely leaning towards coming forward. But there's that tiny bit of doubt that your person has at this point in time. I want to get more clarification because there's a lot of information about your person wanting to come forward, but what that doubt is, yes, they have feelings for you. Yes, they want to be with you. Yes, they see a future with you, but will they have to let go of what they have built up until now? Will they have to let go if they choose this connection? So for some of you, it's possible that your person will have to leave a third-party situation, a third-party relationship, in order to come towards you or in order to give this connection a go. That's also another message that's coming through. And I think that the life that your person has built up until now, with respect to this third-party situation, experience, relationship, it feels like a huge part of your person's identity. It feels like your person will have to let that go in order to choose your connection. And as much as they do want to choose your connection, there is that hesitation at this point in time. Can I really do it? Can I sacrifice what has been my identity for a very long time? Can I let that go? For some of you, it's not like when I say third-party situation or relationship, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could also be maybe, a huge part of their friends and family. Maybe they can no longer take them with them. I don't know how that sentence was forming, but sorry, take with them if they step into this relationship, or maybe a toxic relationship in their life with a caregiver or maybe one of their friends that they will have to let go in order to come forward. But that has been a part of their identity. That's been, with them for a very long time. For some of you, it could be maybe leaving a job, leaving a place in order to come towards you, maybe leaving their hometown, something that is a big part of their identity, leaving that in order to come towards you, because it's very strong what they feel for you, pal to you, but at the same time, the identity that they have built up until now, their connection with that is also strong. So what to do? You know, as much as they would want to leave everything and come towards you, they have to weigh out the pros and cons. They have to understand what damage is going to be done if they come towards you. What will they have to let go if they come towards you? Because there is some letting go in order to come towards you, all right? And there is some part of their identity that they will have to let go. Maybe it could also be their own ego, you know, maybe a version of themselves that they will have to let go in order to come towards you, in order to give this connection a chance, because there's definitely some kind of soulmate-like connection between the two of you. I do see that energy. Might not necessarily be romantic, but I am feeling that connection of lifetimes, and there's this strong pull that your person feels towards you. However, even though there is a promise of something more with you, there is something that your person will have to let go. So weighing both of them, weighing what they will get versus what they will lose if they come towards you. Is it worth it? Is it going to, will they be able to overcome the grief of losing what they had? Because if they receive something more than what they lost, then yes, they will be able to make peace with that. But if it's not, then how are they going to make peace with that? How will they be able to convince themselves that this was a good decision or a bad decision? So there's a lot of thinking going on with your person at this point in time with respect to your connection. I would say very fluctuating energy. If you have reached out to your person, you also would have recognized that sometimes they're open to your energy, sometimes they're not. It's very fickle at this point, even though, yes, they do want to be seen as someone who, you know, makes a decision and sticks by it. Until they make that decision, it does look like your person is going to be in that fickle energy. Like sometimes they'll say, okay, let's make this decision, let's move forward with my person. And then another time they'll say, no, I don't want to. For some of you, this connection may have had a false start. You could be in limbo, not necessarily a no contact. Maybe both of you have never given this connection a try. Yes, for others of you, I do see no contact. I do see, you know, your person thinking maybe it's time to accept what they feel for you and let go of what has been built up until now in order to build something new with you. But like I said, I think that there's a lot of hesitation, yes. You know, and even with practice deep breathing, I'm breathing in deeply. Like your person's very confused and they need to take some time to center themselves, to balance out their thoughts, to make a decision. But right now, how do you weigh the pros and cons of something that you can't measure, right? That's also where your person is at. Like, I don't know what I'm going to lose. And even if I do lose it, how do I measure up? How can I compare to what I am going to receive? Where is that thought process? How can I figure that out? Now, how can I find my peace in the decision that I'm going to make, whichever decision I am going to make? And for some of you, I do feel there is some kind of strong feminine presence in your person's life, or it could just be maybe their own, like, shadow feminine energy where they kind of want to control the situation or control the narrative. They don't want to let go, but they also don't want to hold on. It's just very messy because they want to hold on to the illusion of control. Yeah, that could also be it. But yes, I do see that your person's very confused at this point in time. I think that they do have to go within for the answer, pal 2. They might be asking everyone else around them and getting even more confused. That also could be it. There might be a lot of external influence around your person. So right now, what they're currently thinking, should I give this a go or should I not? Is it going to be worth it? What do I even mean when I say worth it? What would categorize as it being worth it? What is the future that I see for myself? What is the identity that I have built in the life that I have lived up until now? Will I be able to let that go? Can I let that go? These are all very deep questions. They're also very confusing questions for your person at this point in time. But yes, there is a lot of desire for something more in this connection. I feel like when your person makes this decision, it will be very certain, very sure. But until that point, it's going to be very chaotic. So even if you do talk to them, you're interacting with them, just be a little bit careful. I would say flow with their energy because, like I said, their energy is very fickle at this point in time. So you might have to be the one to flow while they make their decision. So, of course, protect yourself. That's always very important. I always say this, choose yourself, protect yourself. But yeah, your person will make the decision, but it will take time. It will be a very slow process for them to mentally, emotionally, physically understand what to do next in their life. I think that your person understands the magnitude of change that will happen if they choose this connection. And so they want to make sure that they are making the right decision. So until then, yes, I would expect limbo. I would expect maybe casual conversations, surface level conversations, but nothing too deep. Just that your person, they're not ready for it. And if you try to ask more, then they will just shut down and close off. That's the energy that's coming through. But at this point in time, they don't know what they want to do. Their heart tells them one thing, but they want to be sure of following their heart. They want to make sure that they are emotionally prepared for what it is going to take to follow their heart. And you are in their heart. You're definitely in their heart, pal too. That message is very, very clear with the Four of Wands, the Six of Cups, the King of Cups as well. But do they have it in them to follow their heart? They're not sure of that at this point. And it's going to take time for them to feel sure about themselves. All right? Let's take a look at the extended. Let's see what we are going to find out in the extended. So in the extended, we're looking into what are they currently feeling. All right, we will look at what have they not been able to tell you. So we'll dig deeper into that. We'll get some oracle cards as well. And then what is their next move in this connection? All right, so I will dig deeper into that energy. I will tap into more cards. Let's see what their next move is going to be, because right now it's very, very up in the air. So maybe I might have to get a little bit more of a future timeline tap in, and we'll do that as well. All right, so that is the extended. That is details in the extended pulse view. This is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. Pal 2, take care, trust your intuition. You always have free will. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.